Sport, and welcome to another York Sport Show, produced by YSTV in association with Campus Newspaper News. I'm Emily Scott.
And I'm Nick Waite, and we've got an exciting roundup of sport for you today, and we're joined by our guest presenter, Mr. Adam Shergold.
Hi, it's good to be back. We've got both a BUCS League and Cup action today. I think we're starting with the women's football.
That's correct, yeah. The women's football were in action against Northumbria Seconds today, so let's take a look at what they got up to. Yeah, so I think the result today wasn't terribly good for York, was it, Adam?
Unfortunately not. I was down at the game today, actually. They lost 2-0, and it was a couple of really sickening early goals as well, within 3 minutes of each other. York were actually unlucky. They hit the post and crossbar themselves, and they had some outstanding individual performances.
Anyone in particular sort of stand out for York?
Yeah, for me, Gabby Stewart up front worked tirelessly. Sadly, she was injured in the second half, and they had no substitutes, so it created a real issue. And also in goal, Hayley Smith was required to pull off some great saves at times.
Okay. And what does this do sort of for York's league position, shall we say?
Well, they're safely in mid-table. So they're doing okay, but with they've got a few games in hand, so they could improve even more.
So they're looking to sort of maybe push for promotion, or is that?
It's still possible, I think. They need a kickstart next week. They've got Leeds Trinity at home. So.
Fair enough. Who was in action next then, Emily? Do we know?
I think next we've got the women's hockey, who were up against Newcastle Seconds today, and let's have a look and see what our cameras caught.
Now, how did York fare today in the hockey for the women?
Well, they went 1-0 down in the first half, but managed to pull it back in the second half and actually won 2-1. So it was a really great result. Very important win because the girls are, well, fearing relegation. So yeah, it was a really important win. So I think the team. Were there any?
Who were the goal scorers? Was it a standout performance from them, or was it a good, solid team effort?
Well, the goal scorers were Andrea Pozeski and Laura Pepper, but I think full credit's got to go to the whole team. I mean, the girls have won, and Newcastle do have a very strong side, so it's good. It's good to see. I mean, they've got a really important match next week against York St John's, which I think they're the two teams at the bottom of the league at the moment.
Does this ease York's relegation fears?
I was looking into this actually. Leeds, who are their sort of relegation rivals, lost 6-0 today. So with York winning, it's a massive boost for them. So they've actually moved above Leeds now.
Next up, we've got women's lacrosse. So let's have a look at what we've got there.
Now the girls actually recorded a 9-2 victory today. The women's lacrosse team are arguably one of York's most consistently well-performing teams this season. Is that not so, Adam?
That's spot on. They've just got that winning mentality. You know, they sort of won 6 out of 7 league games, and they've just been racking up the points. I think it's, by my calculations, 136 goals in 7 matches, and that's before today.
So they're just goal bonanza every match with them.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. I think they've had some 34-0 wins, some 28-0 wins. It's just insane.
And so the actual match today actually was in the BUCS Cup. They were against Leeds Met, who they'd previously beaten 6-2 in the league. So I mean, it shows just how well they're improving as a team overall to score an extra 3 goals in today's encounter.
That's right. They've carried over that brilliant league form into the cup as well. And Leeds didn't really put up a great deal of fight.
So, I mean, do we know how their sort of fortunes are favouring in the league? I mean, where are they? Are they joint top, aren't they?
They're joint top with Durham at the moment, yeah. So it's going to be quite a tight finish. Durham have some games in hand.
But all fingers crossed for the girls then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And in other BUCS Cup action today, the women's squash team were against Liverpool. It was their BUCS Cup quarterfinals, and Liverpool's in the league above. And our girls came out victorious, 4-0, and again didn't even drop a game. So it's fantastic stuff.
I think all of us here at York Sport wishing them luck in the semi-finals, whenever that may be. Now, for other York Sport action today, we're going to go to Adam for a roundup of today's results.
That's right. I'll start with rugby, and the men's rugby team just keep marching on towards that championship title. They got their 7th successive win today. 37-7 against Sheffield Uni, which in anyone's book is a brilliant performance, and they're still top of the table, tied with Northumbria. The women's team, meanwhile, they won 41-0 away to Sunderland, again a league fixture, And BUCS Cup action for the women's fencing team. They had a stupidly long journey to Aberdeen today. They lost 135-114, sadly.
Desperately unlucky. Now, I think the ski and snowboards were also involved last weekend, weren't they, Emily?
Yeah, it was the 4th round of the Kings League, which is a league that USNO's been involved in throughout the course of the year. And it was the 4th and final round. And we did really, really well. Like, USNO was really proud because, well, we had 2 snowboard teams entered and they've both got through to the finals. And one of our mixed teams also got through to the finals, as did our ladies team. So it's fantastic stuff. So next term, there'll be 4 teams going down to Essex. Brilliant stuff.
Now, in other York sport news, unfortunately, varsity has had to be cancelled this year due to the bad weather we've been having and a build-up of fixtures between both universities. But Roses is still going ahead.
Yeah, Roses is still going ahead very much. Date set in stone, 8th to the 10th of May. Keep it in your diaries.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have some more information for it on about Roses next week after we've had a meeting with Lancaster to sort of really pound out the rest of the details of what's going on. So
brilliant. Well, we'll keep you updated on that. That's all we've got time for tonight. So I'd like to thank Adam for joining us again.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching. I've been Emily Scott.
And I've been Nick Waite. And we'll see you next week, York Sport.